Hey everyone, and welcome back to Holding the Line, a Logistics at a Crossroads podcast. It's me, your girl, Gia. And today we're stepping into a conversation that kind of feels like deja vu. The kind where history doesn't repeat itself, it's just changing the font. So, because, here's the truth. We've been here before. We've danced with debt before. We've watched credit evolve from paper slips to plastic cards to an invisible shadow living inside our phones. Tap and go. Only this time, it's different. It's deeper. And it's sitting in the grocery aisle right next to the eggs. So let's go back for a second. Let's think about back in the day. And I'm going to age myself a little bit when I say this word. Blue light special. A very sharp blue light in the center of an aisle of some random K-Mart. Black Friday shopping at 3 a.m. and then rushing back to the layaway counters if you were a Walmart girly or a K-Mart girly, with the whole community lined up the week before Christmas. And those little tickets your parents tucked into their wallets like lottery numbers, we knew what that meant. We knew how those systems worked. You paid faithfully, you waited patiently, and you didn't get that thing until you finished paying for it. But right along around that time came Rent-A-Center, and then every rent-to-own clone out there. Instant gratification wrapped in weekly payments that turned a $400 couch into a $1,200 regret. Back then, though, the trap was obvious. The receipts were long, and the interest rates were bold. And we talking very bold. And the consequences were clear. But today's trap, it's smooth. It's pretty. It's convenient. And impossible to see until you're already in it. And we're talking about BNPL. Buy now, pay later. And it really started when the pandemic hit. Life tilted, we'll say, sideways. And it's never fully straightened back out. Think about it. Wages froze. Jobs shed workers overnight. Whole industries shut their doors. And folks were sent home with laptops and a prayer. Fast forward 4.5 years. Companies are begging people to return to the cubicles, even though work from home never stopped pulling its weight. But while we were working from home, rent shot up. Millions stuck in place, nowhere to go, and stimulus checks landed like life rafts, and landlords took it as an invitation to rewrite the rules of gravity. Gas prices climbed, groceries turned into luxury items, insurance premiums ballooned. Let's not talk about those because that's still happening. Everything we needed to live suddenly came with a surcharge for simply surviving. And utilities crept up like they had something to prove. The light bill started acting like it had a personal vendetta. Water played hard to get, and every meter ran like it was chasing a commission. I'm still living that part, but it's okay. And while families were drowning in rising costs, BNPL companies slipped in with a soft voice and a big promise. Pay later, pay smaller, pay easier. We were exhausted, pockets thin, patience thinner. The world didn't hand us a cost of living reset. It handed us Klarna. Afterpay. And even PayPal now showed up like, hey, you can split that into 4 if it helps. BNPLs sounded like relief. Why? Because it behaved like a trap. Debt disguised as convenience. Interests hiding behind installments, and budgeting stretched until it snapped. Here's the tricky part. BNPLs aren't just a financial tool. It's a psychological design. It dances around what economists call the pain of paying. And those interest-free promises soften the blow. It makes a $200 grocery run feel like $50. It hides the total cost behind four neat little boxes. And it lets you forget you've already got 6 other sets of 4 payments running in the background. And it's not manipulation. It's truly marketing genius. But marketing is built on behavioral economics, guided by data scientists and algorithms that know us better than we know ourselves. And here's where I'm starting to see where the story stops being cute. I spoke to a friend the other day, and she told me that she used BNPL to finance groceries for Thanksgiving. Not sneakers, not electronics, not holiday gifts, groceries. And it hit me. When survival needs a payment plan that's not a convenience anymore, we're beginning to have a crisis. And unfortunately, here's what makes buy now, pay later dangerous in a way old credit never was. It doesn't always show up. There aren't any credit card statements. Most of them don't run your credit. There's no warnings to banks or lenders. It's just invisible microloans that can stack like folding chairs. Quiet until they collapse. Consumers think, great, I can juggle this Amazon that I'm making 4 payments on, and then I went over to Klarna and I shopped at a high-end store, I'm not going to say any names, and I've got that set up for 7 payments, and then I went to Walmart and I spent over $500, and I've got that set up into 4 little payments. But I still have my credit card debt. And consumers think they're juggling 2 or 3 payments when they're actually judging 6. Meanwhile, banks think the consumer has no debt other than these credit cards, and the truth is somewhere truly between 0 and 18 different of these loans running silently every month, and people have no idea where their money's going. And here's where my logistics folks kind of perk up, because debt isn't just operational or personal. When people can't afford essentials without financing them, the demand begins to shift. Shipping volumes dip. Port traffic softens. Warehouses back up because retail orders shrink. That means those distribution centers are either on an overstock or an understock. And the grocery aisle and the intermodal yard, well, they're connected more than people think. So today, when we trace the lines from old credit to this new convenience, from Layaway to BNPL, from pandemic aftermath to that little pay in 4 button at checkout, this is only part 1. Because this is how we got here. Part 2 covers what happens next and who's paying for it. Thank you for tuning in to Holding the Line, a Logistics at a Crossroads podcast. I'm your host, Gia, and until next time, I'll be here navigating the crossroads right along with you.